On September 6, 1976, a supersonic Soviet MiG-25 fighter jet suddenly emerged from the clouds and made an emergency landing at a civilian Japanese airport. But this was no accidental border crossing. The pilot, Viktor Belenko, stepped out of the cockpit and immediately demanded political asylum in the United States. To understand why this sent shockwaves through Moscow, you have to understand the terror the MiG-25 Foxbat struck into the hearts of NATO planners. For years, Western intelligence had watched this mysterious aircraft on radar, clocking speeds over Mach 3. American military officials panicked, believing the Soviets had engineered a superweapon that could outrun and outfight any jet in the U.S. arsenal. In response to this perceived threat, the United States poured billions of dollars into developing the F-15 Eagle specifically to counter the Foxbat. But Viktor Belenko was not a hero of the state. He was a deeply disillusioned husband and father stationed at a bleak base in the Soviet Far East. Belenko had grown tired of the endemic corruption, the poor living conditions, and the endless propaganda of the Soviet regime. He realized his only escape route lay in the sky, piloting the very machine that kept the West awake at night. On the morning of his defection, Belenko took off for a routine training mission over the Sea of Japan. Tribulations began immediately. To escape Soviet radar tracking, Belenko suddenly broke formation and dived his massive jet to an altitude of just 100 feet above the water. Flying so low at high speeds burned fuel at an alarming rate, turning his daring escape into a race against the empty light. Even worse, Soviet interceptors were immediately scrambled with direct orders to shoot Belenko down before he could reach international airspace. Belenko pushed deeper into Japanese airspace, but heavy cloud cover blinded his navigation, forcing him to fly completely blind. With only minutes of fuel remaining, he finally broke through the clouds and spotted Hakodate Airport on the island of Hokkaido. The civilian runway was far too short for a heavy military interceptor landing at high speed, but Belenko had no other choice. The MiG-25 screamed down the runway, overshooting the tarmac and tearing through a boundary fence before finally grinding to a halt in the dirt. As confused airport workers and motorists on a nearby highway stared in disbelief, Belenko climbed out and fired warning shots into the air to keep people back. Japanese police quickly arrived, taking the pilot into custody and wrapping the top-secret aircraft in heavy green tarpaulins. The Soviet Union was absolutely furious, demanding the immediate return of their pilot and their sovereign military property. But the Western intelligence community knew this was the intelligence coup of the century, and they were not going to let it slip away. Belenko was swiftly whisked away to a secure location in the United States, granted asylum by President Gerald Ford himself. Meanwhile, a joint team of American and Japanese aviation experts descended upon Hakodate to systematically dismantle the MiG-25. The aircraft was carefully loaded onto a U.S. Air Force cargo plane and flown to a secure military base for a complete autopsy. As the engineers peeled back the layers of the Soviet Union's most feared weapon, they made a series of jaw-dropping discoveries. The fearsome MiG-25 was not the high-tech, lightweight titanium masterpiece the West had imagined for over a decade. Instead, the Soviet engineers had built the entire aircraft out of heavy, hand-welded nickel steel. To compensate for this massive weight, the plane required enormous engines that literally consumed themselves when flying at maximum speed. Western analysts realized that if a MiG-25 actually flew at Mach 3, its engines would be completely ruined after just one flight. Furthermore, the aircraft's advanced radar system did not use modern microchips or transistors. It was built using obsolete vacuum tubes. But the American engineers soon realized this low-tech approach was actually a stroke of brutal, pragmatic genius. Vacuum tubes made the radar incredibly powerful, easily burning through Western radar jamming signals. More importantly, vacuum tubes made the MiG-25's electronics completely immune to the devastating electromagnetic pulses of a nuclear blast. The MiG-25 was not an agile air superiority fighter at all. It was simply a heavy, fast interceptor built to shoot down American bombers. Having thoroughly deconstructed the Soviet Union's crown jewel, the United States packaged the disassembled pieces into 30 crates. They shipped the crates back to the USSR, accompanied by a bill for $40,000 to cover the damage Belenko caused to the airport. For the Soviets, the damage was catastrophic. Their entire air defense system was now compromised and had to be rebuilt from scratch. Viktor Belenko adjusted to his new life in America, becoming an aerospace consultant and teaching the U.S. military how their adversaries actually thought. Belenko's flight revealed a profound historical truth. The fearsome Soviet war machine was largely an illusion of smoke, mirrors, and steel.